It's me. I am sick, really, really sick, and my eyes hurt. They're low and they hurt, so that's why I have my glasses on. Okay, so this video is, I hope it's a short one. It's just a quick message. It's not just to African people, it's for everybody who can take this and run with it. You need to learn about yourself. And that doesn't make sense when I say it like that, but I'm going to explain it to you. This is not just for an African person. This is not just for a girl. This is not just for whatever you want to box me in today. Whatever you're looking at and whatever you want to box me in as today. Break the box. Let's push it through, okay? Um, Learn about yourself. The earlier you do this, the the better you can go through life. I'm not gonna say easier, but I'm gonna say better. And when you learn about this early on and you understand what you're learning, it's very critical that you teach that to the people coming after you. Your nephews and nieces, your kids, your little brothers, educate them. And I don't mean, and I know that we're in an era where everything is electronic, but I am an aunt. I have five brothers and I'm the only girl. So every child that my brothers have, I am their only aunt. And I have more nieces than nephews at this point. So I don't have any sisters, but I'm supposed to teach my nieces about womanhood. My mom didn't have any sisters. There were eight in my mom's family, and my mom was the second. And then she had five brothers and then had a sister. So between her and her sister, it's about 12, 15 years difference. And all she knows is boys. So my mom did not understand what I needed to know when I was the age growing up. You know what I mean? Because when she was around boys, she learned about boy stuff. She taught me how to be strong. She taught me how to be independent. She gave me a generous heart and personality. She taught me how to bring people together. But when it came to being myself, she didn't even know that she had to teach me that. Because my mom, I think till now, well, I think now she realizes that, oh my God, I don't know who I am, and I am almost 60 years old, and I don't like what I'm doing. It's like she's just bouncing around personalities and behaviors, and she's like, I don't know who I am today. And it's for me, it's sad because at 60 years old, bro, I know I want to know who I am when I'm 60 years old. So take a minute, get to know yourself. And what does that mean? That means every aspect of you is there for a reason. That makes your identity. And your identity is not just your name. Your identity is your name, your height, your size, your curves, your tone of voice, your accent, your choice of hair, tattoos or no tattoos, boy or girl, African or not African, African but not African raised, not African or not African raised, whatever. Like if you had to write an essay about who you are, all that essay is your identity. That's who you are at the core. And then you just got to start making it better for who you are. And once you understand that, there is no reason that you would want to put yourself in a box. There is no way you're going to let people put you in a box. Because think about it. I'm going to identify myself. I am Estelle. I am African. I am Bassa. I am an only daughter. I have only one younger brother. I have four older brothers. I am in my 20s. I speak French and I speak English. I'm a nurse. I go to school. There are so many things that define me. Then that put me in so many walks of life. When I sit around nurses, I am a nurse. They don't see um, the bazaar in me. They see the nurse in me. I'm being judged for my competency as a judge, right? As a nurse, right? when I am around women, just women, women of my age, I am expected to behave in a certain way. If I am around older women, like maybe my aunties or my mom or my grandma or something, I am expected also to behave in a particular way. Have respect, behave myself, learn from the people that I'm around with. So I am a student with my parents. So that's so many definitions. And if you don't learn to know who you are and all those little definitions and you embrace them, if you have some change to make, you can make it. If you don't have, if you want to get better at something, you get better at it. But the fact that you know who you are makes things way better for you. Because today, there's no way I'm going to have a conversation with like, let's say like a teacher and feel uncomfortable because this teacher doesn't understand me. They are raised to teach. Like a teacher thinks that they have the knowledge, they were sent to give the knowledge. You know what I mean? As a nurse, I can be like, yo, if we I don't help you, you're not even gonna be able to teach. Right? So everybody at some point feels like I'm doing something that the next person is not doing. And in those moments, you have to grab to that, like, hey, this makes me unique. I'm a nurse, that's unique. I am African, that's unique. Embrace every single angle of your identity. Do not like let anybody box you in. Just because I'm a nurse doesn't mean that I cannot be a motivational speaker. Just because I'm African does not mean that I cannot speak to the white, black American, Indian, Chinese community. No. If my message is worthy, if it has anything consistent or good, then my message will be received regardless of my race. It depends on how you deliver your message and if you know what you're talking about. Language or truth or agreement or the truth, period. The truth translates in every single language as the truth. If I come in here and what I'm saying right now and you're nodding your head, if you translate this video in Japanese, if my message is consistent, if I know what I'm talking about, a Japanese person is going to nod their head and say, yep, that's true. You don't have to keep trying to be like the next person. Like, oh, I have a roommate and he's so cool. No, you're cool in your own very way. And as an African, it's very difficult because in Africa we're so inside the box. And I do not live inside any box. So I have this constant clash with African friends or African followers who are like, you're not behaving African today. You're only, you're acting like white people. Why are you acting like that? There's no such thing as, that's stupid. You know what I mean? I don't live at this moment in Africa, but I am African. My accent, anybody that I meet tells me, where your accent from? That's a conversation starter. Period. It's unique. But I am also a person who I can sit with African Americans and have an African American 100% conversation because I know how to blend in. I know how to get to people's level to understand and appreciate them. That's what life has taught me. That's what my mom taught me. So stop letting yourself in a box. Just because you choose to live an enlightened life or a knowledgeable life, or you choose to read and expand your time, does not mean that you're not African anymore. You're always going to be African. Even in 25 years, if I ever leave my accent and I become some boho chick that lives in the forest with her keys and walks bare feet and eats fruits and lights incense, I am still going to think about Africa. Little things. I'm gonna have it in my heart. The way I cook, I'm always gonna add that little spice that reminds you that I am an African. There is no way you can drop who you are. If you just embrace who you are. Just because I'm in America and this is how my voice sounds today, does not mean that I can't get on the phone and be like, "Mula sa komano, chila aga mo fe, itra lo ko shu." This is me. Stop putting me in a box. Stop putting yourself in a box. It used to bother me, but today I feel like you really don't know better, because if you knew better, you would do better. And when you get to a point where you're okay with being every version and identity lane of yourself, you're going to feel really at peace. Like you get to a point where you wake up in the morning and people are talking nonsense. You're just like, hmm, God bless them, and keep it pushing. Take it from me, somebody with horrible anxiety, somebody with horrible depression. You know my journey. I share a little bit with you guys. If I can go from being that depressed, that anxious, and by the way, I stopped taking my meds on my own. So I am battling depression with just what I got. No help, no meds, no therapy, no all that. Because I want to see how much I can do on my own now that I know who I am. And it's very peaceful. Like 2 days ago, my mom was sitting there having a conversation that turned into an argument with my little brother. And I was supposed to be in the conversation and I was supposed to be mad and yelling. And I was just like, for what? Like it's not worth it. I could be doing some other shit. But I'm gonna sit here and respect you, my mom, because this is you who brought up the conversation. But I'm not about to argue with you guys. It's midnight. I want to go to sleep. Say what you gotta say, and yeah, let's keep it pushing. My mom went to bed mad as hell because my brother was screaming and talking crap, and I was just sitting there like this. She was mad for two things. She was mad because she thought I was the person who was gonna blow up because I have anxiety, I have a temper, I have depression, and I don't know how to shut up. That's what she thought was gonna happen. But then when it flipped out that it was the other person who was yelling, who was my brother, she gonna believe that my brother was yelling at her. She could not believe that I was so peaceful. Like, mom, I don't understand what it wasn't even about me. Well, you know what I mean? Like, she was yelling at my brother, and then she felt mad because she wanted me to take her side, and I was like, for what? I don't even know what's going on. You guys have your own battle, and you want me to get into it and take a side. For what? Why would I put myself in that? Like, why? I love you both. I hope you figure it out. And if you don't, take a minute. And yeah, good night. So she went to bed mad and flabbergasted. She did not know what was going on with me. And the next day I told her, Mom, you need to learn to let go. If you cannot change it, please do not sit there and stress about it. It is what it is. There are so many things that you can change, and there are so many things that you have no fucking control over. Just be like, hey, I can't fix it. If God wants this to be fixed, He will. If not, that's what's supposed to be. Enjoy who you are. Learn about yourself. Who are you? What do you like? Do you really like going to the club, or is it the fact that you grew up around people that went clubbing and now you are like in a college with people who always go clubbing, so you feel like you gotta go clubbing? Do you like to club? If it's enough, don't go. Do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, nobody else is walking in your shoes. Nobody can feel your pain. People will sympathize and say, oh, I know how that feels. No, they don't. Everybody has their own level and tolerance of pain. So don't let somebody, just because you can have a toothache and I have a toothache and your pain is worse than mine and my face is more swollen than yours, it doesn't mean that my pain is worse. Stop comparing shit. If you're in pain, you're in pain. Take a minute, get your help, get your love, chill, relax, and heal, and then keep it pushing. Let go of what you cannot change. And the way you do that is the fact that you know who you are. I'm never gonna go to the army. Like, I'm too insubordinate. I'm lazy as hell I don't even like the word run. How the hell am I gonna go to the military? You know what I mean? So if somebody tells me, you're never gonna go to the military, I don't care. I don't even want to go. Why I gotta go? But some people, when somebody tells you you can't do something, you want to get mad. Why? Why? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just to prove them wrong. Okay, I just told you I'm lazy as hell. I cannot run. I have horrible asthma. I have a broken back. Like I have a muscle that is torn in my back. Um, I have pneumonia, chronic pneumonia. I am lazy as hell. I cannot listen to orders. Why would I want to go there and do all this shit and hurt myself or even kill myself because I wanted to prove a point? I'm gonna prove you a point. To who? You have a life. I know my limits. I know who I am. And I need you guys to learn who you are. Learn about who you are, know your limits, enjoy just who you are. I didn't know this video was gonna be this long. I'm so sorry. But this was the message. You know that I don't rehearse my speeches. I turn on the camera and I speak on what I have on my heart. So this was a 16-minute video, 16-minute conversation. Don't judge me. It is what it is. I love you guys. Share the video and yeah, comment if you have something to ask or to say or to add. I love hearing from you guys, even when you're talking shit. I don't mind. I know how to take the good out of the bad. Love you.